Hey, what's up guys, this is DrmGFX here, and I'm just giving you an update slash tutorial video. Now the update is that I've just been accepted as a Visor TV director for designs, so I'll be posting content on my personal channel as well as their network channel, so I'll leave their link in the description. You guys can go check them out for me. Now we'll get on to the tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to export 2D images from Photoshop Cinema4D and turn them into 3D images. Now what you want to do is just create a blank canvas. It can be any size, but I just advise 1280 by 720, and you want to go File, Open, and go find whatever picture you're going to be using. So I'll use the network. So you can just drag it onto your blank canvas. What you want to do is create a new layer, grab your pen tool, which is this little tool above the text tool, and we're going to go around the corners pressing left click and making sure you get all of this logo that you're using. Now if you want to do straight lines like I'm doing, you just hold shift and click and it'll create a straight line. So just continue going around all of your logo, and then what we'll do is we'll use this to take it into Cinema4D. So I'm just doing this really quickly, so mine looks really rough, but you guys can take a bit more time with it and make it look a lot nicer. So now you've got your pen tooled image. What you want to do is you want to go File, Export, Pass to Illustrator. Now make sure the paths is select to work path, not document bounds, because that's what works with Cinema4D. Now I've already got one saved, so I'm just going to save over that and name it whatever you want. Just make sure you can find it. Now you want to go into Cinema4D and open up that file, and now you can see that you've put it into Cinema4D. But the problem is it's only a spline, so when you go and render it out, you can't see any of it. Now if you have multiple paths, what you want to do is just select all of them and drag them outside the name of your image, and you can go delete that, and now you've got them there. Now to make it 3D, you have to click on this little cube, hold it, and select extrude NURBS. Now depending on how many paths you have is depending on how many NURBS you have. So I have 2 paths, so I have 2 NURBS. Now you select one of the paths and you click and hold it and drag it over on top of extrude NURBS, and make sure the arrow is pointing down and just let go. Now you can repeat that with the other one as well, and there you go. Now if you want to make the width bigger, select both the extrude NURBS and adjust that, adjust the movement, the third selection, and just change it to the size that you like. So I'd probably say about 200 is what looks good with that. I'm just going to adjust the size of this so it's easier to move around, and I'm also going to change the coordinates so that it's centered. Now you can go ahead and zoom in, and as a bonus to this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to set up a simple lighting, do a lighting setup. And first thing you have to do is make a plane, and make sure you make the size so it can it's bigger than your logo. So as you can see, it's much bigger, which is really good when it comes to lighting. So you can just bring it up on the side, give it a bit of an angle so that the shadows will look better when you change the settings, and then you can go ahead and duplicate another one, put it on the other side, and then just go ahead and make your last plane, and again making it bigger than the logo, and drag it on top. Now this won't work at the moment because you haven't changed the settings, but you can go ahead and make 2 new materials. On both of them, take the specular away. On the first one, make the color a full white, and the luminance, just click that and don't touch anything. Now on the other one, you can take the specular away, it's your choice, and just add a nice color onto it. So mine's going to be a dark red, maybe a bit brighter, and drag your color onto your extrude NURBS, and then your white onto your plane, or all of your planes. Now onto the render settings. You want to have your format as PNG, alpha channel selected so that you don't have a black background when you render it out. Go to Effect, Ambient Occlusion, and Global Illumination. Make sure you don't touch anything with them. Go back to Output, make sure the preset, go to Film Video, and it's HDV/HDTV 720 29.97. That just makes sure it's 1280 by 720, and you might have to adjust for this. But when you're rendering out, you want to make sure you don't get any of these planes inside your transparent box, because they'll render out with the logo, and you don't want that. It just gives you a lot more difficulty when importing it. So that's practically what I want, and you can go ahead and just pre-render it to see what it looks like. And global illumination and ambient occlusion adds like nice shadows and shines to objects when they have reflections, so that's why I add it. Now if you're happy with what you have, you can go ahead and find where to save it. So I'm just going to save it in my Cinema4D render file. Yep, and go ahead and hit render. Now of course it will take a bit longer because it has to render out shadows and reflections and everything, but that's still not very long for text. Now what you want to do is come to Photoshop, delete the work path you made, and don't open up Browse and Bridge. You want to go find your file that you just made. So mine's in Cinema4D renders and it's called Visor TV, and you can go ahead and just open that straight away. Now as you can see, there is no black background, so you can go ahead and move this around as you want. I'm just going to go close down Bridge. Alright, so you can go ahead and move it around as you wish. You don't have to get rid of any black background using brushes or anything, and you can just drag it straight onto your canvas. And sometimes you can get a lot darker, like a lot darker image than what you want. So as you can see, mine's a really dark red because the lighting wasn't close enough. So to fix this, you can just double click on your layer, go gradient overlay, set the blend mode to overlay, and then you can make a full white gradient and it'll change the entire color of it so that it's now bright. So there you go, that's how to export 2D images to 3D images. Thanks for watching the tutorial, guys.